man, what the do y'all know about sports?
You are now listening to the Best Damn Sports Podcast. Period. Back everyone to the What Do Women Know About Sports Podcast. I am Bree Nicole.
And I'm Vicky D.
Welcome back.
Good.
It's been like, what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
2, 3? That's not too bad.
No. Yeah.
Not too bad. How's it going?
It's going.
It's
you
going.
know, I'm glad it's fall.
I'm so excited.
It's cooler weather, you know.
Listen, I watched Hocus Pocus like 5 times so far.
Yeah.
And Halloween Town and Twitches. So yeah, that's the extent of my Halloween.
Okay.
It's just like the stuff on Disney Plus. I'm not going off right
Oh.
now.
Okay.
I don't do
like
it's because like if
like you don't do like a true like actual like thriller like
no, because I be so afraid that like they gonna follow me home. I know it's not real, but I just be like, ugh, can't do this. This is not for me. I'm more of a comedy type of person, so like I don't do thriller. I barely do suspense, so
okay.
it's just not my vibe.
Not even like I went and saw Candyman. I know that was like
Yeah, I'm not gonna see that either. Yeah, I'm sorry. I know I heard like a black cast. I just wasn't going to go see it. It just wasn't for me. It's nothing personal. Oh, I will say, last time I saw you, we went to a concert.
Yes.
Shout out to all the St. Louis artists. Mm-hmm. Y'all are very live and lit.
Killed it.
A special shout out goes out to KV the writer and Mastermind. Lit. If you don't know who they are, check them out. It's on like Instagram.
Yeah.
So I know KV on Instagram, she is exactly like KV the writer on Instagram. And I think Mastermind is his name
Mastermind with a V, you know, instead of an A. So it's like
it's creative.
Right.
Yeah. But since then though, a lot has transpired in these world we like to call sports. Our Cardinals for one did not make it.
I actually watched that game.
I did.
I did. We were so close.
We were so close. But then they fired the head coach.
They did fire the coach. Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out why. I don't feel like that's his fault, but I guess that's business.
Yeah, had to be some other reasons.
It had to have been, because it came immediately after they didn't make it. It was just like breaking news. I'm like, whoa. Okay.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
It came out of nowhere. It wasn't like he took them, they won like 17 games straight. It's not his fault they couldn't make it over the hump and they just let this man go. I have questions.
We all do.
Definitely have questions about that. It didn't make no sense, but hey, it's not my business. Aside from that,
so it's due to philosophical difference.
I doubt it.
Which wasn't received well by a lot of people. Because what?
Make it make sense. Like, this man got y'all here and okay.
Whatever.
So aside from that, I will say the WNBA finals was
listen, it was
amazing.
If you didn't watch that game,
it started with the semifinals first. Like, it was Phoenix and Las Vegas in their game 5. Like, that was a back and forth type of deal, and like Phoenix made it. I watched that one, which was lit, and then they went on to the finals to face the Chicago Sky. And so I will say the WNBA, like their finals, it's a little bit different than the men's. So like
for obvious reasons.
Yeah, the NBA it's the best 4 out of 7. The WNBA is the best 3 out of 5. It's always been that way. I'm not sure why, but it works for them.
I mean, they have a shorter season. So
they do have a shorter season, yeah. The whole series between Chicago and Phoenix was a battle. It's because you're taking like Candace Parker, who is this was her first season in Chicago. She's from Chicago,
right?
And so she led them like back to their first finals since 2014, when Phoenix swept them in 2014. And then you have on the Phoenix side like the NBA, like the GOAT of the NBA, the legend, Diana Taurasi, and then she's accompanied by like Brittany Griner, Skylar Diggins, Shea Petty, a slew of like great basketball players as well. It was an amazing series.
Yeah.
And you know it's amazing when the NBA players show up and are just excited.
And support, right.
Like the Phoenix Sun, they were in the building like for the games, like supporting like the Mercury. And I still don't get why there's trolls when.
Dude, like that's why I stay away from you know, like Bleacher Report, like those
I don't read
pages
it.
when it comes to WNBA, because like, I hate it. Like, oh man, it's so disgusting. Like,
I don't read it.
Like when it comes to women's sports, it's like, But anyway,
I don't read it. It's very trash.
Yeah.
So game one, the Sky won game one, which was expected. So like, here's my theory on these games. If you can win one on the road and at least make it back and win one there, like, you have a chance of like winning like the entire series. So with the Sky winning the first game on the road and then Phoenix winning game two, and game two was a back and forth match. It was not an easy win for Phoenix either. However, game three back in Chicago was a blowout. Chicago won by 30 points. And I think that was the most, like, in a final series, like for the women. It was just kind of like, okay, like, what's not clicking here? Like,
right.
So like when game four rolled around, which was still in Chicago, it was the Mercury had to win game four to force a game five. And they just couldn't pull it off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that game four was, dude, you got Copper,
yeah,
dude, like you got Copper out there, getting the shots. You got, what is her name?
Then you have like Quigley.
Quigley reminds me of a female Steve Nash.
Oh yeah, she's her and Courtney Vandersloot.
Yes,
they are. Listen, behind the arc. Listen, don't play with them.
No, Quigley is like the bomb. She's like she point guard, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, she definitely reminds me of Steve Nash.
And then you have like people like who are like Stephanie Dawson. She's coming off of a gold medal in 3-on-3, and now her first championship. It was a great, and I believe this is Chicago's first championship. Mm-hmm. So like, congrats to them on that, and just like
it's so special because like Candace Parker, like this season has been like she was the first woman to be on the NBA 2K cover, and then to win a championship in her hometown.
In the first season back.
Is a nice little season for her.
It's a nice little homecoming. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
Barack Obama was proud.
Listen, Chance the Rapper was ready.
Oh yeah,
and he's from Chicago. He was ready. Okay, yeah. So listen. Here's the thing. Y'all know I am a DT fan. However, I am really excited for Candace Parker just because like this was her first season like in Chicago. Like coming from LA, you are back in your hometown. Yeah. And so to bring them a championship in your first season back and bring them their first championship, listen, I can't do anything like but respect it.
Yeah. So I heard there were no fans at the parade.
Yeah, COVID probably, which sucks.
I mean, they was all at the game. Do that game.
But listen, the whole point of the parade though is for the people in your hometown to be able to like be out there with y'all.
Right. So
like if no fans were allowed, that kind of sucks.
Barely anybody there. Yeah.
That kind of sucks.
Yeah. But you know. I don't think they cared.
I don't think they cared because, like, regardless, they are still champions. Right. They still got a ring and they bring home a trophy. So, regardless, they are still champions. However, I will say that the end of this season for the WNBA, it does pose the question. It poses the questions regarding Sue Bird, who was also a legend, and Diana Taurasi. They both are coming off of their 5th gold medal from Tokyo, and they are older. Like Sue Bird just turned 41, and Diana just turned 39. So it poses the question of, was this their last season, or will they be making a comeback in the next season? And so with that, I'm going to give you my take on it. I hope they come back, Only because I think it's great when players announce at the beginning of a season, this is going to be my last season. They go on a victory.
Like a farewell.
Yeah. And so I want to see that for the both of them. Mm-hmm. So for me as a fan and being a fan of the sport and a fan of them especially, like it would kind of suck just for them to retire during the off season and like they don't get that farewell season that I know they both deserve. Yeah. So I'm hoping they come back. I'm hoping
they probably will. You know,
here's the thing. I feel like Diana, she wants another championship. I feel like she wants it.
They got a good squad though, so
they do. It's solid. And so I think Kia Nurse was actually she actually got injured in the game between Phoenix and Las Vegas, and so she has a torn Achilles, and so like she was out like during the entire finals. So hopefully like during their off season, like she can recover and come back next season,
right?
Because they definitely do have a squad. Brittany Griner is a monster, a monster. Like Diana Taurasi in, I believe it was the game against Las Vegas. She scored like 37 points. She was lights. Listen, if you didn't watch any of the WNBA games throughout the whole playoffs and the finals, you missed out on some really great basketball. And I don't know what to tell you.
Right. Dude, like that, like I know Game 4, like that stadium was like packed,
lit.
Like, and you know, usually in like regular season,
they be empty.
Which
is so unfair to them. Which is so unfair to them as players. It's kind of like a slap. It's kind of like being in a bubble all over again. Yeah, which is so unfair to them. But like a lot of people just don't respect what they do just because they're women.
Right.
And that sucks. That really sucks. But shout out to the WNBA.
Yeah, hopefully it garnered like new fans. You know what I'm saying? So
this was also their 25th season.
Yeah.
So during it wasn't televised, but they gave out like Letterman jackets to like 25 of the greatest players who ever played so far. And it was like people on the list were like Sue Bird, Brittany Griner, Diana Taurasi, Swin Cash, Cheryl Swoops, Becky Hammond, Brianna Stewart. It was like all of those, like they all gave them like Letterman jackets. Like Candace Parker was on there, like Nika Ogumake, like great women who have played this game and who are still active players. Yeah. They acknowledged them and gave them a token. So I appreciate that. And the jackets were pretty lit.
Oh yeah, they are pretty lit. Oh yes. It got the little orange. I need a hoodie.
Speaking of, since the WNBA just won't send us a hoodie, because I've made the request before. I went to the website and hoodies are like $45.
Dude, I need me a
buy
orange
one
hoodie
because the orange hoodies are lit.
Man, these jackets they got.
I want one of those too.
They got the little orange, like the orange logo. It's like black, white, and orange. It's tough.
I'm definitely going to buy. I'm going to buy a hoodie.
You buy a hoodie? Okay.
I'm going to buy one because I want. Listen, if you have not seen the WNBA orange hoodies, come on.
Yeah, it's cute.
It's cute.
I like it.
So like, shout out to the women. shout out to the women. Let's move it on to the National Basketball Association.
Of course,
the full government.
All things.
So basketball. Opening day was Tuesday, October 19th.
Yes.
Season openers.
Yes.
The Bucks played the Brooklyn Nets.
Yes.
The Bucks got their ring.
Speaking of that ring, first of all, it's a
lit.
2-for-1 special.
It's amazing.
Okay, it's a ring and a chain.
It's like it's massive.
Dude, we got a QR code. I'm like, what?
It's massive. It's massive. So like, shout out to the Bucks once again on becoming your 2021 like NBA champions.
Yes, and it looked like they never left. It looked like the same old champ.
Because like, Brooklyn looked like trash.
Doo-doo. Like, of course, without Kyrie. Like,
it is a question mark on him for this season. It is a complete.
Ain't no question mark. He ain't playing.
It is a complete question mark.
No, he's not playing.
Well, he can't play in New York.
He ain't playing. Period. Without that vaccine. No.
And I get his stance on it. Like, people are not required to take it. I get it. You cannot make somebody take it. But if this is your job and your income depends on it.
I mean.
And this is the job that you've been doing all your adult life.
And I'm sure this is your passion. Like,
man, I don't want to call him selfish because that is that man's decision. But
you think it's selfish for like as far as like his team or the
arena?
Like, how is he being selfish?
No. I said I don't want to call him selfish.
Oh, okay.
Just because that is his decision. Like you have the choice of taking the vaccine or not. We cannot make somebody take it. So like I refuse to call him selfish for that reason. I can't, just because like it's many people who we both know like who don't want to take it. So I can't fault you for not wanting to take it. But on the other side, I see it like this is your income, sir.
It's your livelihood.
It's your livelihood. So what you gonna do?
No.
And because he plays for Brooklyn, and New York has a mandate that you have to be vaccinated. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's
yeah, they got beat pretty bad. You know, Durant.
And Kevin can't do it all.
No, he can't do it all. He did score 32 points and 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks in that game.
That's a good stat line.
It is a good stat.
That is a good stat line.
Very good. Yes, but
because I love him.
That's your boo.
But he cannot do it all. It's not a one-man team. Especially against defending champions and they running on all cylinders.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah. I don't know.
It's looking pretty rough for Brooklyn.
But I mean, I feel like the Nets ain't all okay. You got Kyrie.
Bums.
You got Kyrie, Kevin Durant. You got James Harden. But I don't feel like they're like the team that everyone thinks they are.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Like,
so you don't feel like they are the team to beat, like how we thought like they were the team to beat last season.
Right,
okay.
Right. That's how I'm feeling about the Nets right now.
Because I used to always wonder like where's their cap, because I had some questions about this. People. Because I didn't realize DeAndre Jordan was no longer playing with them. He plays for the Lakers now.
Yeah, he got traded.
See, it was a lot happening this offseason that I must have missed.
Yeah.
So I can see your point. I can definitely see your point. In that. I can definitely see your point. Yeah.
But they pretty much over Kyrie, you know, at this point, whether he takes the vaccine or not. They just focusing on winning games at this point, just like Philly, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Because I have some questions about that too. I have questions.
They're just focusing on winning games. So
at this point, because like, I mean, the show must go on with or without Kyrie.
Exactly. So that should just be their main focus. Like,
because at this point, like
whether
Kyrie
or not, whether or not the team they have his back. I mean,
I'm sure
they got a job to do.
They have
at the end of the day.
It's a contract.
Like, I mean, what y'all want them to do?
Like boycott.
They can have his back and still play the game. Like,
I mean, I definitely would.
Yeah, it's a lot of people that's saying like they don't really have his back, because Chris Brown showed his support. But I'm like, dude,
he's a music artist. You're not on this court every day of the week, sir. And I love Chris Brown, but sir, listen, I get your support, but this doesn't matter in basketball. Like, but I definitely understand like they can have his back, but they are also their own individual like people with their own families, and this is their income. Yeah, it's kind of up to Kyrie at this point.
The next game that happened that night was the Warriors and the Lakers.
That was a good game too.
Yes.
I watched it.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, and
how your Lakers?
Here's the thing. We all know I'm purple and gold all day.
Right.
I'm purple and gold, but I don't really care for LeBron like that on the court, even though he on my team. I want to make that known like every season, because I don't think he just happened to be
on your team.
He just happened to be a player on my team. That's just it. So LeBron is still LeBroning. He still looks to be like he is like the greatest of all time right now. Like I give him that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a lot going on that team. It is a lot of people on the Lakers team like who can be a superstar on a whole different team. And so it gives you, it starts to come into play of playing time. Everybody cannot start. Everybody cannot get the same amount of playing time or the same amount of playing minutes. Like for example, like Russell Westbrook was coming off the bench, and so I'm sure he's okay with that. But it's different, like when you're used to starting.
Right.
The same with Melo. I'm sure he's used to starting, but I'm
sure he's accepted his role back with the Blazers.
I think he did start.
Oh, okay.
I think he did start. I'm not too sure, but it's giving like it's a lot of it's a lot of different people where I feel like they would shine great like elsewhere. I'm curious as to why they all wanted to come to LA and be on this squad this season. Like, do you think that they're sensing like I wanna play with LeBron like before he retires?
Probably.
Because I mean, because it's a like from LeBron to Anthony Davis, like Russell Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony, Dwight Howard, Rajon Rondo, and then like how I just said, Dwight Howard.
Yeah,
that's a lot of like top name people like that were stars on other teams, and so it's posing the question of like
are they going to jail?
Is he going to jail? Because I will say, like Westbrook had a really tough. His first night wasn't the best, which is to be expected. Like this is your first time, like really playing a full on game with these people and getting your footing somewhere else is different. I just have some questions.
What?
It's still geriatric. I will say that. I just want to know like how is it going to work? Like as the season progresses, are people going to be mad about playing time? Like you see what I'm saying? It poses those type of questions. But I will say they looked great as a unit when they were. So the Lakers
actually looked pretty good too.
But the Lakers led the first three quarters, but the Warriors were not far behind. However, something happened in the fourth with the Lakers where they got sloppy, and the Warriors picked it up and they won that opening night game. They won that game in Los Angeles. The Warriors won.
Right.
And Steph did a post-game interview where he said like that wasn't his best game.
So yeah, I just saw that LeBron like in his him being a Laker, his season openers, he's been 0-4. So
see, but Steph did a press conference after the game, and he was like, even though we won, this wasn't my best opening game.
Yeah, he said that.
But he had triple double.
Dude, he had like 45 points.
No. Steph had 45 points last night. In this game, Steph had like
Warriors home opener.
Yeah, like I think Steph had like 16 points, like 16 plus assists and like 10 plus rebounds. So like it may not have been a good game to him points wise, but you got a triple double. Like you did what was needed for your team. Yeah. And I will say Jordan Poole, like for the Warriors, I can see the improvement in him like from last season. He is amazing like behind the arc. And you can see that if the Warriors are clicking on all cylinders like this without Klay, just imagine when Klay comes back. They're going to be a problem.
I mean, they beat the Lakers.
It's working for them so far, and I like it. It's meshing well. They play well. Yeah. It's a good combination because the Warriors home opener was last night against the Los Angeles Clippers. Steph had an amazing first quarter. Like he went Steph had 25 points in the first quarter, and he was 8 for 8. Listen. But the Clippers did have a great game too. Like they came back in the second and like they kind of like held them in the third and fourth. But the Warriors still pulled off the win.
I don't know. Lakers have no excuse at this point. You got.
Well, the Clippers came back, but they still lost on Thursday.
Dude, I'm just saying, like the Lakers.
The Warriors, I mean, not Clippers, but with the Lakers, they have no excuse.
They really don't. Y'all got to at least make the finals at this point because y'all got too many star players on that team.
Yes, it's way too many people. It's way too many starters on y'all team from other teams. Like, it's very, I think now at the beginning of the season, like, those are my concerns. It's mainly like, or people, like, will players start to question their playing time? And how consistent can this, or can they continue to hold this consistency? Like, is it going to be consistent the whole year? And then think about injuries. Listen, Anthony Davis, great player, but we know he's injury prone.
He's made out of glass.
We know he's injury prone. We know this about him. So I have questions. But aside from the Lakers, the Warriors look to be a well-oiled machine. Shout out to them. So I can't wait till Klay comes back. I think Klay.
Well, I mean, they still got to deal with the West. You know, the West is tough. So
because Phoenix had a home opening game against the Denver Nuggets, and Denver did win, but it was still a great game. The West is loaded, stacked, and then you have the teams on the East, like you got the Celtics. Listen, the Knicks are looking pretty well too, even though it was one game.
The Knicks, dog. Speaking of Knicks, you seen
what?
Did you see Spike Lee's outfit?
Yeah, it was giving like Joker,
dude. But I think it was made out of like the I think it's like the logo, like it was like the logo, like print. I was like, yeah.
But the Celtics look like they're gonna be okay.
I don't really care about the East like that.
I mean, it's certain teams. Like, I do like the Hawks because, like, I do like Trae Young. I think he is great.
Yeah, they did win yesterday. I saw they played the Mavs. Yeah.
They won by a lot. The Mavs struggled.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with Doncic, but what's the problem? But, I mean, it is only game one. It's game one of 8 2 games.
I don't really worry too much about the beginning of the season.
Yeah. It's more about
just let's get to the middle. Like, and then after All-Star, then I'm like, okay.
What you doing with your life
at this point?
But since we on the East,
yes,
let's talk about Philadelphia.
Oh, the Ben Simmons drama.
Philadelphia, these 76ers.
Man,
I'm even going to like let Ben Simmons go because I'm sick of it.
Please trade this dude. Trade him.
I'm sick of it.
He don't want to play with y'all. Y'all don't want him. Just
like, you were at practice. Doc asked you to run drills. You told him no. He asked you again. You said no. He told you to leave and you left. Why would you show up?
Because
why won't they let him go?
Like, want to get fined.
Why is the Philly head office like holding on to him? Why? But
they were trying to get rid of him though. The teams just don't want him.
He's inconsistent. That's why. Here's the problem. Here's my take. This is just me. Ben Simmons is not that great of a player for this attitude that he has.
I mean,
if he was more consistent, then okay. But you're very inconsistent.
Would you say his performance last finals is due to the fact that he just don't want to play with Philly anymore?
Probably. Which sucks because like you jeopardizing like your other teammates,
right?
Which sucks on his part. If
that was the case,
if that was the case, you suck as a teammate in person. Okay, cool. I mean, I'm ready for them to like let him go.
Yeah, he says he's not. Ben Simmons is not mentally ready to play. So that's the update.
I'm over him.
So he plans on meeting with a medical professionals for an evaluation.
So it's mental at this point.
Yeah, he needs time to step away. So yeah, so like I mentioned with the Nets, Philly just has to keep pushing forward and focus on winning without Ben Simmons at this point.
But it's so much drama because like I know that when the players do like after game press conferences,
they asking about
or before game, like they asking about him. That is
don't nobody want to answer these questions.
And so like if I was the media, I wouldn't even ask these people these type
But you
of
know
questions.
they gotta drum up,
which sucks. Which sucks because like at this point like we don't care about Ben Simmons. I'm sick of him. They could have benched. They could let him go because I'm just being honest. He is way too inconsistent, like for the attitude that he has currently, and I don't like it. Like I say this all the time, basketball it is not a one person sport. It's a team sport, and Joel Embiid is over him too. So they can just go ahead and just like let Buddy go at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So we shall see. Okay, last but not least,
the NBA.
Of course, like so we got the NBA 75th anniversary team announcement. It came out. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I was so mad at how they came out. They was doing 25 a day. I'm sick. I was sick. I would go on there. I'm like, all right, this is just 25.
They did it in alphabetical order.
I was like, where's this? It was like 25 a day. I was so upset. and granted, that's just 3 days, but that was irritating me so bad.
You wanted the whole complete list.
Yeah, like come on, just give me the whole list. This is stupid. But I mean, we got it eventually. Oh, so on the list in complete order.
You gonna name all of them, all 75?
No, I'm gonna just point out like certain names,
the key ones. Okay.
So we have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay.
Ray Allen.
Okay.
Giannis.
Okay.
Melo. Charles Barkley's on this list, which I think is good. Larry Bird. Hey, Kobe Bean.
Great.
The great Kobe Bean Bryant on this list. Will Chamberlain.
Yep.
Steph Curry, Anthony Davis. You have Clyde Drexler, Tim Duncan, Kevin Durant, Patrick Ewing. They're also on this list. James Harden is on here as well. Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
LeBron James is on here. Magic Johnson.
Of course.
Michael Joseph Jordan.
Okay.
Thank you. Jason Kidd, Kawhi Leonard. You also have Dame Time.
Lil.
You got Dame Time. Karl Malone. Moses Malone. You have Kevin McHale, Reggie Miller. Speaking of Reggie Miller, let's pause. When they told Reggie Miller, he was in total shock.
He didn't think he was gonna be on there?
His reaction was like so sincere and so
no, he
authentic.
deserves. I don't like him like that, but he deserves to be on. He
was in total shock. Like he was just like, I didn't think I was gonna make it.
Nah,
he was in complete shock.
He deserved to be on.
So I loved his reaction.
Yeah.
You have Steve Nash, Dirk. Big Shaq, CP3, Paul Pierce,
Gary Payton.
Oh, I miss Paul Pierce.
You do?
Well, he was doing like the analyst things.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, Gary Payton, Paul Pierce. You also have Scottie Pippen. Dennis Rodman. Shout out to Dennis Rodman. Bill Russell, because he be at every All-Star. we listen. We likes him. John Stockton, Isaiah Thomas. I don't really care for him, but he's on here too.
Dwayne
Wade, Bill Walton, Jerry West, Russell Westbrook. You have Dominique Wilkins and James Worthy. So this isn't everybody, but these are just like key names that I can just like read like real quickly. So shout out to all these people who did make the list. Now, I do know that there have been discussion about some snubs.
Yes. Yeah.
There have been discussions. So this morning on First Take, Stephen A. and Kendrick Perkins and Molly Curran were discussing snubs. Mm-hmm. And Stephen A. was like, I feel bad. But he was like, a snub to me is Vince Carter. Kendrick Perkins,
Tracy McGrady, even
and him, and what? Kendrick Perkins said a snub to him was Dwight Howard, Kyrie Irving.
I don't know about Dwight, but
but no, because like when Dwight was in Orlando, he was But I do see the Vince Carter though. I do see the Vince
and Tracy
Carter.
McGrady. No, both of them need to be on there.
But if you put them, like, who do you take off? Because I'm not taking off Allen Iverson for nobody. Because I feel like I feel like AI is already like overlooked a lot anyway.
Heck yeah.
He deserves this. So who would you take off? That's the hard part.
But I'm like, you put Dame Lil in there, like.
But he's been carrying Portland.
I know.
He's been carrying them.
But I'm saying, you put Dame Lil in there. It's
hard. So like Stephen A. did say that he had a vote, And he was like, it took me 3 weeks to even like make my list. So it's that hard to even come up with. It's hard to even name like your top 10 sometimes. Yeah. So it's not. Yeah. So imagine if doing a top 10 is hard. Imagine doing 75. That's even harder. That's even harder.
Cause you gotta figure like, and it's the past, like the
and
past,
it's not just about championships.
Present,
yeah.
Like you gotta take everything into consideration, like All-Star, championships,
all of that, all of it.
Like,
because like, if Michael Jordan was not on his list, I would have a problem. Like. That's Michael Jordan. I feel like Shaq is one of the greatest big men. Like Shaq should be on his list. Oh,
he's definitely.
And he is on his. So I'm saying like if you were to put people like Tracy McGrady or Vince Carter or Kyrie or Dwight, who would you take off? Those are the questions. It's hard.
Yeah, that's pretty hard.
It's hard. it's so hard. But overall,
so in the list you got 11 active players, and then you got 4 players who played in the first NBA All-Star game.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, in 1951.
I wouldn't even thought about.
So you got Bob Cousy, George Mikan, Dolph Shea.
Those four.
Us. We probably wouldn't know. I mean,
like who they are. Yeah,
we weren't in that era, but you know, you got 6 international players on that list. You got Giannis, Tim Duncan, Patrick Ewing, Steve Nash, Dirk, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Yes, you got 5 NBA legends on this list.
It's a list full of great people. So it's hard to say like who should have made it and who shouldn't. So I can see the debate about like, oh my God, like why is he on here? But then it's like, if you do that, like who do you take off? Who do you take off?
Yeah, I know. Andre. Iggy. I can never say his last name.
Oh,
right.
Iggy.
Iggy, yeah, him. I know he was mad that Kyrie got snubbed. You ain't see that? I mean, he was definitely mad.
I mean, I guess. I mean, I will say I feel like Kyrie was pivotal to the Cleveland championship. So I can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the question of like who do you take off?
I mean, honestly, all of these like rankings and lists, it's just all a matter of opinion.
It's all subjective,
like,
very much.
You can't really say
like who should or shouldn't make.
Like their top 75 list can be totally different from my top 75 list.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
but shout out to the people on the list, like they earned it.
But they got the majority right.
Yeah. But I will say those who did make the list, they earned it. Congratulations to these men. They earned it. They each have either had a great career or they are having a great career. So shout out to them. Cause like I know this isn't hard to do. This is not hard to do because it's like people debate about top 5, even top 10. So imagine it's like 75. It's impossible. So. But I am looking forward to this NBA season. It should be fun. It should be fun.
We said it every season.
We do.
Yeah. But yeah.
I'm excited. Good episode.
Yep.
If you do not, make sure that you are following us on social media. Make sure you check out our website. Our website, it is wdwkas.com. Our Instagram, it is wdwkas podcast.
And our Twitter is What Do Women Know 1, and that's KNO, the number 1.
And last but not least, make sure you have left a like, a comment, and you are subscribing to the YouTube. The YouTube, it is also WDWKAS podcast. As always, I'm Brina Cole.
And I'm Vicky D.
We shall see y'all next week. Peace.
You are now listening to the Best Damn Sports Podcast. Period.